Smoke, man. It's your host, Oye the Plug. I'm here with my beautiful co-host, Toya the Truth, and we here with a very, very, very special guest, man. I can't say enough specials.
Bless.
You know what I mean?
Bless.
I'm telling you, man. I'm saying, like, you know, he's Arthur, great book, a philanthropist, motivational speaker. You know what I mean? It's I can go on and on and on and on about this brother, man. 19 keys, man.
Man, blessed to be here, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Give it up, you know what I mean? Let us know.
Oh yeah, we got the things.
We got the things tonight.
Man, this family right here. So this is my brother and my brothers. You feel me? Got oh, he can introduce himself.
Let us know who you is, big dog.
Drop them credentials on the people.
I'm Pooh.
This is what we're gonna leave it at right
And he just put me down with the King Shake too. We'll
Yeah.
show y'all the King
Yeah,
Shake
dude.
later in the episode. You gotta stay tuned to get the King Shake.
You got my manager right there behind me,
Okay.
Mr. Amechi. You know what I'm saying? He from Oakland like myself. You understand me? Then you got my other brother Steve. He from the hometown too, but the other hometown is St. Louis.
Okay.
You feel me? So you know all of us go way back, man. So these deep connections.
Okay, 2 hometown.
Yes, I was born in St. Louis. I moved to Oakland when I was like 1, 2. You feel me?
Okay.
Raised out there, then just kind of went back and forth from there.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
I feel that. So I'm curious how the Drake concert was, just real quick, you know, just so we can break the ice and laugh one for a second. You know what I mean?
You know, it was interesting. It was funny because we came there almost like a little late, but as soon as we walked in, we see Drake. He say, "What's up?" We go to the backstage, go in there, and it was a good experience because. You know, it's kind of like you get to see a living legend control the crowd. You feel me? You see all of these people that have interacted with his music and got a deep connection with it. You feel me? He kind of stopped and paused a few times to give like inspirational speeches. He might have did that because he's seen the guys in the business. I don't know.
Okay.
It's my first time
Energy.
going to a Drake concert. But, you know, I grew up off the music as well as everybody else. So, you feel me? I've been a fan of the music.
So I want to get back to you saying something about these 2 hometowns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did these 2 hometowns shape the person you are today? I mean, like, in what way, though? I know they did, so in what way?
So, like, for me, Oakland was more like the black, Muslim conscious militant side. St. Louis is more of the streets.
Okay.
You feel me? That's where I call my cases, got in trouble. You know, I call cases Oakland too, but for completely different reasons, right?
Okay.
So, you know, it's a duality that come with both. If you know Oakland and St. Louis, both of them bad.
Right.
You feel me? So it was like going from one to the other wasn't like getting a break.
And you thugging it.
Right.
You just jumping. They tripping at that.
Yeah, for sure.
They
So
just moving around,
it was just
changing
jumping from one hood
addresses.
to another.
Right.
You feel me? Just different set of circumstances. So for me though, growing in Oakland was where I got a lot of my exposure to seeing things outside of a regular environment. Right. I seen men with power. Right. That's where I got my training as an FOI. Right. So it's like one teaches you how to be a gangster or whatever, or a street nigga, and then the other one teaches you how to be a guide and a soldier. Right. And as a soldier, you learn how to lead, you learn how to take orders, you learn discipline. Right. As somebody that's in the street, you're more wild. Right. You're going off your own inclination and instincts on what you think is best and what your movement is. Right. It's really not much higher than self. So for me, you know, I always got to give credence to both because they both shape me in different ways.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. Do they help both ends? Like, it's
I mean, I feel more connected to Oakland, even though, you know, St. Louis, I've had a lot of experiences in. You feel me? But I feel more connected to Oakland just because my consciousness is more connected to Oakland.
Right.
You feel me? Like what Oakland represents and what it stands for, the movements that come out of there, and more of my pivotal years of me like developing self-awareness comes out of Oakland and not St. Louis.
And it's such a blessing for you to even have the place where you can go back and remember what sparked that mind, that higher thinking in you. So my question to you right now is, what do you think should be done to like provoke that type of thinking in the youth? Like, what you think can help the youth today to start provoking some higher thinking to where the drill music is stupid to them?
Man, it's funny, when we was younger, we used to drill, but not, you know, with guns and pistols and shit. We would learn from militant discipline. So it's like when you go look at like a youngster, whether they was in the streets for 20 plus years doing wrong their whole life, if you take them to the military, it'll correct their mind, give them some discipline, or something higher than self to believe in. It'll shake down everything that they built and what they thought they knew of themselves and give them a real reason and prepare them for the world. So I feel like what's going on now is like you got these young boys that's real soldiers and killers, right? You ain't just go shake that off with motivation. You feel me? So a lot of that you need some like rites of passage. You have to give them something to do to put that energy into so that they can allow that energy to dissipate in some new action and some new like self-identity. You see it with a rapper go from the streets to start making money, then he start thinking about messing up his opportunities because he have something more than what he was doing. He no longer in survival mode, right? Beyond, because right now we talking about the branch of the issues, and the root of the problem comes from your home. Your environment, not having a good education, right? Having a bad environment, seeing your family struggle, being in situations where you got to survive and you go do what's necessary to survive. So unless you really like change the root condition, then you go consistently need the medicine, right? So the goal is like, how do we stop the disease from happening? The disease is the mentality that you have. So by the time you in the streets, you already caught the disease that's called a street nigga. You understand me? And that's from the environment that poisons you to not know better. So it's like, they go back to the root condition, and that's why we focus on things like education. We focus on like pushing out a new culture. Because there's many people that say that they be on something of a higher power, especially, you know, people being music, but the music don't reflect that. The music reflects like, no, we gonna empower that nigga side of you to be on this. Even though that what keeps you successful, when you walk in the rooms, you ain't talking to them folks like that. You ain't moving like that whatsoever.
So
but you gonna put it back in the music.
Like this what's going on.
Because you know the niggas that came from the same place that you just left, you can kick that to them because it's a reflection of their environment, not yours.
They just don't get that, man. That just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Right.
Man, for real, man, because that's what's going on. And they so caught up in it that they don't even realize that that's what's going on.
And
it's hurting the future, it's hurting the youth.
100%.
So
they realize it.
Do you think they realize it?
Yeah, they realize it.
Yeah,
Why you say that? Why you think so?
Because they intelligent. You gotta be intelligent to make money. You understand? And you gotta be intelligent to be in those rooms. So you know what you're doing. You understand?
I don't.
But what about the ones? What about the ones that are starting? What about the ones that are starting? They're not.
I will say, from knowing and meeting a lot of rappers, they are pretty good.
Because I understand that music.
Yeah, a lot of them don't start out.
You gotta recognize music is a spiritual thing.
That's what I was gonna say. Music's a major tool.
You gotta be tapped into some type of spiritual force. So you can't tell me that these brothers, they don't be knowing what they doing.
Well, I think business intelligence and like social intelligence is different than music intelligence and even spiritual intelligence. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that you can be naive from, right, at a higher level to where you really don't understand the mechanics of what you're doing, right? Most people are just influenced and controlled by environment, and especially in business. This is why all the top rappers is complaining on how they got fucked out their contracts.
Because they
didn't have that type of intelligence. And then environment. You got to think like, we go be in an environment, we go reinforce that God body energy constantly. 100%. Their environment, they might have a positive thought, but then they are surrounded around negative niggas. So as soon as they have a positive thought, it goes out the window because they don't have influence that's going to push them towards that direction. So the environment is like, nah, man, fuck all that, man. We getting money. We going to the strip club tonight. Fuck them niggas, man. We outside with it. So it's like, it's constantly pushing you towards this. Now, some of them do have, as he say, you know, in today's age, it's a little different because we got the internet now, right? Somebody might be tapped into a keys. They might be following on pool or whatever. And so they have a level of awareness, right? But the experience is what turns it into intelligence because you have to actually embody that with some sort of action. Otherwise, it's an idea of what's possible, but you feel like that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not until you start making the action, and it requires some fearlessness, and a lot of them cowards, right? And that's different than shooting a nigga is different than fighting the system. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I always say you gotta worry about the dumb motherfucker with a gun than the killer.
Because a lot of times you gonna shoot a nigga because you fearful. You have to be fearless to fight the system.
So do you think it's a way of us being aware of all of this that you just said, as far as us knowing, putting out them thoughts, and as soon as we put out them thoughts, they blocked by our environment, they blocked by our circle. No, that ain't cool, dude. Like, is it a way we can get in there and make it cool to think like this?
I mean, we gotta highlight what we like the most, money.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? If we show, there you go. when you show people a different archetype, meaning like these are different type of characters. First you got like the drug dealer archetype, the rapper archetype, the nigga archetype, right? So people look at that and be like, oh, I'm going to embody that. I want to be like this character, this character, this character. So when you see different ones, such as myself and brothers I move with, my brother, and they start looking at, wait a minute, they can have money. They can get any woman they want to. They can move however they want to.
Right.
Why don't I choose this lifestyle?
Put it in their face.
So it's everybody's responsibility, especially ones who are in media and those who have funds, to put their money, right, and attention towards the things that we want to see. Because it's like a song on the radio. It can be complete bullshit, but if they spin it enough times, you gonna love it, right? So it's like, what's the mechanisms of mind control? Right, so when we look at the mechanisms of mind control in order to manipulate us, to get us to think a certain thing, to move a certain way, to buy a certain product, we have to push that same mechanism in science when it comes to getting us to do good. It's a war, right? So it's like, nah, you take your money, you take your time, your attention, your energy, your team, and you like, we're going to push a hard line on what we think is right. Because gangster can go both ways. You can be a gangster with something that's good.
That's necessary smoke.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm talking about, like that.
That's necessary smoke.
Yes,
This is what I'm
sir.
telling you. We got smoke with that.
Yeah.
This the type of smoke we got.
What was the pivoting
You know what I'm
moment
saying?
for you? What was a major pivoting moment that you can remember? What like helped you to like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go the other way.
I think it's been a lot of moments, but I would say my last case that I had, you know, because we went through a whole trial. When you go through a trial, it's just
And you gotta
different.
see,
You gotta
yeah.
sit there and pick the jury,
And you don't know your outcome.
Yeah, you don't, which means you can't plan the future at all. You feel me? So it's a level of stress that's on you like a dark cloud.
Right.
Right? And it was just like a decision after going through that trial and getting a not guilty verdict, and then like, I'm never gonna put my life in the hands of the system again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna move in motion, and then the people that got me in the situation definitely should have known better because I was dumb young at the time. You feel me? But they knew that they was putting me in a situation, and they didn't care about my future.
No.
Right? So it's like, and these are people that do have consciousness. So it ain't just
Right.
street niggas. These are people that do have consciousness, put me in a situation where I could have felt like a dummy. So it's like, nah, you have to be able to select your intentions. You have to be able to select your moves for yourself, and you can't put that shit in nobody else's hands because they may be naive to the fact that they don't even understand that they destroying, you know, somebody else's future. Right?
Ripple effect.
It's that, and it's like this level of maybe nobody cared about theirs. Maybe nobody was intentional of putting them in bad traps.
give a fuck
When you
about
say
me.
they, who are you speaking on, like specifically?
Ain't nobody
like,
give a fuck
Well, no,
about
I'm
me.
just saying
Like-
I'm just saying people that was involved in my
And-
life around that time.
okay,
I
and
ain't-
the people
man,
that were
it's-
involved in
it's-
your
we
life.
solid.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I'm just as we talking about
No,
this
I was
conversation.
I was wondering if you were speaking like the court system.
No,
that type
no,
of sense of
I ain't
people,
gotta
like-
blame the court system
Yeah,
right now.
right.
I'm talking about like I like to put the onus on us, like before you
Okay.
get to the courts.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain ways you should adjust the movement to make sure it's like the OGs don't care about these young boy futures. So
Nah.
they'll tell them to go do something stupid. They get locked up and then they
Okay.
hope they don't snitch.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's not a good plan. Cause I don't know why you thought young boy was gonna follow the code in the first place. That code was written when you was born, not when he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you didn't care about his future whatsoever.
Right.
You was just hoping that he followed the code so you can use him as a crash dummy.
And the code is so one-sided.
Yeah.
Cause you know, yeah, man,
It is.
I got a
It
friend,
is, like
man.
I
He kept it solid, man. He came home and nobody had nothing for him. He called me crying, asking for $100.
Right.
You know what I mean? He like, bro, I ain't tell on nobody.
Right.
Niggas supposed to roll the red carpet out for me. You see what I'm saying? When I was in jail, I ain't asked niggas for nothing. My
We're
kids
ready to
ain't
tear
had
you down
nothing.
for
But
saving
that's
yourself.
part of the G code.
Right.
That's you supposed to do this for solid people. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
But people don't follow that. It ain't reciprocation no more. You know, back in the day, I can't say all of them, but some people would do that. You get out, man, he stays solid, we gonna stay solid, man.
Right,
We gonna keep
right.
you out, make sure your family straight, whoop you out. Nowadays, they don't do that.
Well, that's what you
it's
supposed to did.
What's the benefit and reward of following the code?
You know what that nigga supposed to did, man. Shit, we ain't got nothing for him.
Yeah, ain't nothing.
Man, what?
And that don't make sense to a mind. And so nowadays, shit, young people like, bruh, it don't make sense, I'm not gonna do it.
Exactly.
That's just where we at right now. If it
Yeah.
don't make sense to me, I'm not gonna do it.
People think it's
I don't
themselves
care
now.
what codes you say, what rules you say, how I'm not real. They just start calculating logic and be like, bro, that don't make sense.
It doesn't
Right.
make sense.
Right.
And
What
in
makes
the-
sense
in
is to
all
be home.
honesty, it don't make sense.
With my kids and my people, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So, I see you be putting this shit on, man. Like I don't watch the interview.
Yes,
I see I see how you be putting that shit on. I peeped all the different hats. Yeah. I see your team. So let us know about your passion for fashion and where you get that from. Man, I know it's there. I know it wasn't there. It ain't no way you put this shit on. I think that
it's natural selection, man.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I was evolved to have good taste.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I think that's just a part of my core, and I think I used to always imagine like, damn, what does the highest version of me look like? He was always flyer than me. You know what I mean? So
I ain't mean to laugh, man.
Listen, that's that big tourist shit. That's that big tourist shit. That's what that is. That's really what's behind it.
Like, what would he wear if he had money? Like, what would he wear if he can put on whatever he wanted to?
Right.
And I'll be looking at what everybody else have on. I'll be like, man, that shit lame. That's what y'all buy with y'all money? I'm like, all right. So when I have the ability to decide what I wear, you know what I'm saying? Because also growing up, you know, not having money, growing up poor, having to hustle for what you want.
Steve said he couldn't wait till he gets some money.
Yeah. I think shit. First time I got some little money, I remember buying me some Jordans. And that was like the only time I ever bought Jordans. And I just wanted them so bad because in high school, all the popular kids, everybody had them and things of that nature. And when I finally got some money, I bought them and they didn't feel like nothing. So I decided to just have my own style. You know what I'm saying? So I just... Now it's like, you know, the things I wear, I curate. Like, what do I want to look like? What is it going to express me? You know, we call this crown society. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a society of those who put them crowns on.
That's your clothing line?
Yeah. So this one I work with enlightening with my bro Abel Self. And then this crown society, everything, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this actively black. It's all black. I don't know. You feel me?
Right.
Sure. So, yeah, man, for me, it's about, like, that militant decadence. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like luxury general. You feel me? That's the style I like to go with. You feel me? It's like ready for war, but I could probably walk down a fashion show at the same time.
So whole time I was thinking it's a chain. That ain't no chain right there. That's part of
it's
the
a
shit.
chain. It's part of I designed it though. You feel me? It's another one of the
all one. You look like a rapper, man. You doing something with the music?
Yeah, man. We got some things going on. I think it's funny when people say look like a rapper. It's usually just a black man with money who's not wearing a suit. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go into our environments, the rappers usually have the most money, and those are the ones that are stylish, right? If not, we was taught to, you know, if you're not a rapper, then you got to wear a suit and look like a so-called businessman.
Right.
This day and age, we don't have to sit in offices to do business, and we don't have to wear suits to be qualified based on what these respectability politics are. Right. So it's like if you get some money, you'll wear what you want, right? So my natural influences, right, is based on what I like to wear. So I don't even look at it as dressing like a rapper. Man, I'm just dressed like a black American guy.
Right,
so
they don't got a suit
I
on.
seen you wearing a jersey and on the back of it said "Free the Youth." What's that? Where's that from?
Oh, Free the
What's
Youth,
that about?
man. That's from the boys out in Ghana. So I bought that when I went out to Ghana.
Okay.
Solid team out there, man. They got a nice brand that they've been pushing, you know.
Yeah,
and I
as
think
soon as I seen that, I was like, damn, that's what's that? I want to know about that.
Statement.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Something about like about the black businesses and about like, and I got a lot of thought. I put a lot of thought into what if we would have kept our shit separate, like on some like when it was colored water fountains. What if we would have made this the best colored water fountain it can be? Like, you know what I mean? Like instead of us wanting to get into what they got going on, get into their school, let's make our schools the best.
I mean, I feel like that's what we still doing to this day and age. It's like instead of like you go look at a luxury brand, and instead of asking them not to be racist, you can go and invest in a black brand to build them up, so you ain't got to worry about the racism. Right. And it's the same thing that's been happening. So we look at like the answer wasn't segregation, it was separation. Separation was ownership. Right? So it's saying that no, we own our own, which means we separate. Y'all got y'all's, we got ours. Right? And so we didn't really truly understand that concept enough, because during that time we had a higher level of discipline, a higher level of discernment and commitment to each other. Like during the boycott back in those days, man, they went like 100+ days with not riding the transportation system and walking to work. That's the dedication they had to the movement. Right? We can't even shout with each other to showcase that type of discipline, because we think we done got somewhere and we ain't went nowhere. We got less black families today, right, and less money as far as wealth circulating than we had before segregation. So it's like, It's a Trojan horse. You feel me? All they did was when they changed the law, they switched the way racism operates. Like, we still gonna benefit off y'all. It's just now we gotta tinker some things in the system since we changed this law.
Right. I think we messed up when we wanted to be equal to them on their land,
So you
in their house.
saying Martin shouldn't have had that drink, you should have went back to sleep?
Martin should have just left that shit alone.
I know, right?
Martin,
You know what I
after
mean?
he was before he was assassinated, rather, he said that it was he realized that the dream was a nightmare and that it was a burning house that he was integrating his people into. Right, and then right after that, he was murdered and assassinated.
And nobody tells that part because I've never heard
he wanted
it.
to boycott
That's
Coca-Cola.
crazy.
He wanted to boycott the corporations. He wanted to do an economic boycott.
So they could hire us.
Yeah, so he was
Operation
to the pocket. Once you do that, they like, no, we got to get him out of there. He getting too radical.
Gotta unlearn
You
and
feel me?
relearn.
So it's a lot that we don't be understanding about, like, why would he get killed? The peaceful movement ain't why he got killed. It's the economic movement.
Right.
If you have influence over people's spending power, you control an economy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at black people, however much they was making, and he said, hey, don't spend your money over here. They not going. And then he say, spend your money over here. So now he's moving millions of dollars by words.
Yeah.
So they like, no, we can't do that because look at how much was that worth? 1.678 trillion. Our spending power is a small economy or a large economy, right? So it's like whoever has the most influence over black people controls GDP. That's gross domestic product. They control where the money flows.
Right.
So that's why they want to keep the influence ignorant so they can sell you shit that ain't worth nothing.
Okay. With that being said, I'm curious to know. Well, I seen something. Yeah, it was very deep.
Go ahead.
Like, hold on, let me take that in real quick. God damn. Boy.
That shit put a lot on me.
Shit. I seen you speak on the female rappers. Because, like he said, just, money is big, but so is the female. You smiling. Nah, I mean, no. It's a purpose. It's necessary smoke. This is what it is. And I want to
put some on tape. We gonna get into that too.
I want to hear from you because, like, I feel a lot of times it's how we communicate to each other. It's, bitch, why you doing that? It's like, nigga, cut. It's that. Instead of, we need to, like, someone needs to, communicate correctly to each other. This is why we saying this ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a simple fact. It wasn't right when niggas was doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not right when women doing it.
Right.
And it goes to the simple statement, two wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly.
And now we have a culture where it doesn't want any accountability. It's saying that, listen, when y'all did it, it was okay. And it wasn't. Because there was always fights and movements going against that shit. Right. People was always calling rappers ignorant and sellout and niggas and doing too much. There was whole pickets and all kind of stuff going trying to boycott certain rappers. Right? The only difference between male rap industry is that there's more balance. The female rap industry, there's none. And then they get stuck in a bag of rapping about nothing because they don't know how to break out. Right, so when they stop being hot, they it's the same recycled strip club music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so they look at the lowest things to talk about. She got a fat ass. She was sells pussy. She go tricked on this man. She go trick him.
And
she got your niggas. She go fuck with these bitches.
Right.
It's the same content since Lil' Kim. Right. And the same variation over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it's like, at that point, you just become a product of white supremacy. Right? And so when we listen to that music, we hear what we didn't like from men now in women. Right? And so it's like, no, we didn't like it when y'all did it. Unfortunately, it was more acceptable. Right? And now we at this point where we was hoping that things would change, and now y'all are the ones that are the new agents
and
that they utilize. And now it feels worse because it's like, damn, it always feels worse when now they got your woman doing it. You feel me? It was bad when they had your sons doing it. Now it's like, now they got your daughters, and it's like, damn, they done ran through your sons, literally. Now they running through your daughters.
Right.
You feel me? And there's some solid females out there, it's just, they don't get no play on the radio.
Exactly.
Right? So we know it ain't even about what the collective female mind wants. It's about what the industry perpetuates. It's about the money they put behind it. And y'all know y'all getting used, 100%. The thing is, y'all don't care because y'all gonna say the same thing when niggas did it and they sold their souls. At least we getting money. Money for a soul ain't worth shit.
At all.
That's a prostitute.
Yeah, and I think with women though too, this is just my own opinion. I just feel like we we're quicker to play victim than take accountability and understand actually how big our role is.
Yeah.
We're not weak. We're not, we should just, we bring life here.
Right.
So that's huge.
And your words are even more powerful than a man's words. It's like a woman's word gonna cut you down deeper than a man's words will.
Right.
So the power of her tongue is even stronger than the power of a man's tongue.
Yeah.
Right? She literally speaks life into things. So when our women are not speaking life at all, and it's more so speaking death and negativity, then we feel like it's a true black cloud.
There's nothing.
Because it's like, damn, the womb is got infected. There's some issues there. You can't pollinate with that. You can't procreate with that.
Right.
So we look at that as like we ain't even got no future if we ain't got no women. Right? So that makes you angry. That stirs up a lot of feelings, and it's hard to communicate when you're angry because you know, like, y'all are victims. Now we got to go after them, but we already dealing with so many issues, so it's like a new problem on top of the ones we haven't solved.
Right, exactly.
But shout out to the solid ones that do be out there spitting, man.
Because it's a lot of them.
Shout out to Amaretta, man.
It's a lot of
Amaretta,
them.
the Lewis, the Sims. You know, I be listening to some female rappers. They be having some heat out there.
Yeah, Lady London.
Since we on the subject of music,
Lady London, Bill, shout out to them, man.
we on the subject of music, man. Look, tell us about this tour you put together and how you did that, man. How that came about.
Oh man, the tour was beautiful. It was all independent. Shout out to my bro right here, man. He was instrumental in making sure everything got done. You know, it was really about, for us at this pivotal time in the movement, of showcasing that we can do it too, right? Got the rappers that can do it. They have influence over the masses. What we've been trying to fight for is the attention of the masses so that we can actually get them to think and move in a productive manner.
Yeah.
So we say, nah, let's go ahead and go into theaters. You know what I'm saying? So we start selling out theaters. We showing up to places, 1,000+ people showing up. Now we're showing them like this is where people are ready for. So it's like if you don't get behind this, you know, and that's a dangerous thing is that we always watch something beautiful happen, but we unassisted, right?
Yeah.
So I really appreciated everybody that came out to that first part of the tour because they was like, we not just go stand by and watch it on Instagram. There's a lot of people that say, bro, I see you on tour. I'm like, but you ain't show up. Right? So that's how I know you don't support me. For me, it was also one of those things to be able to filter the real from the fake. But now at the same time, you do that, and now you got the leverage because now people hitting me up like, bro, when you next time you go, I want to fund it. I want to sponsor it. I want to make sure I'm there. Because you got to make believers from doubters. Right? So it's like we had to go and show and prove that it's that Black God time.
So
like,
you put it all together yourself? You put it all, funding, the bringing out the crowd, the marketing, the promote, you put it all together in-house.
Initially we worked with CAA, but they didn't put up no money. We put up all the money. What they had was relationships with the venues, and we didn't have those relationships, right? And so we had to go through a learning experience of, all right, how do we talk to the venues, right? How do we build? But when it comes to all the funding as far as the team, you know, the travel, the expenses, the lodging, transportation, all the people, because we traveled with like 15 people as we moved about, right? So, you know, we had to get buses, all of that for independent and self-funded. You know what I mean? I think we had one sponsor. Shout out to my brother Aristotle. You feel me? From Honey Drip Network. He really tapped in, came solid through at that time. And everything else is just, you know, from the ground.
From the ground up.
And for me, and even with the whole CIA thing, people be like, how you get connected with them? Because it was a black man that worked for them, see them moving and be like, bro, I'm going to show them that you're real. You feel me? Come lock in. But for me, as an independent guy, they just didn't understand the value. So it's not like they put no bag behind it or some crazy marketing. We did that. 100%. And I can say that 1,000%.
So I'm sorry. Spin off from that, BWO. We're really interested in that. What's that? What's going on? I know. I was trying to beat you to it.
Well, BWO, man, we called that, at first it was called Black World Order. We called it Black World Order because we was really focusing on technology in the future, right? And that's really a program for coaching and consultancy, right? Being able to, you know, so imagine if you can go through a week where you can get physical training, you can get financial training at the same time, and you can get mental. right? So now your environment is surrounded by the things that you need, right? You learning about technology, you learning about different tools, you learning about how to do financial plan or how to invest in stocks or how to read some charts, or you got a body goal that you want to get to, so you might get you a workout plan, things of that nature. So for me, it was about like a lifestyle coaching situation, because a lot of people always hit me for mentorship. And I don't be having the ability a lot of times to do one-on-ones because we so busy, right? So we say, how about we put you in a group session, right? So for me, I really love doing those group sessions because, number one, it helps improve my teaching methods. And then we really start focusing on customization instead of generalization, because we all learn different and we all different, right? So, you know, BWO, and now we got the same partners that we work with them, Quay and Jehu with Cheat Code. Our next initiative is to give free education to the people.
And what's the age group for it?
I mean, it's really no age group, because they can start from high school to adult. Right? And even younger if you're smart enough, because the education system is broken. And even the way that they go about age groups is false. You know what I mean? Because if you're smart enough to learn, then learn it. Right? There should not be a barrier to say you shouldn't learn this until this time. That's not how life works. Right? So the textbook idea was, when we started in school, y'all had textbooks. That was the first way you learned. A lot of times people can't retain information because they trying to learn in new ways. Right? So one of the first things I had to do on my journey of getting to where I am today of development was learning how to learn. Right? And as I start to understand that, now we want to put it in forms that's easy for people to be able to intake, which is a textbook. And what we're doing is we're teaching these skill sets that you need for the future. So let's say, boom, you want to learn, you know, financial literacy. I'm put it in a nice textbook, get that to you. Now it's in your household. Now the onus is on you to pick it up and actually learn it, but you can't say nobody didn't teach me. Right? But then you can probably scan it, open it up. If you want to take an online course, it's there inside the book as well, and we can upgrade that. Same thing, we talking about media. Right? Average person don't know CPMs. They don't know how to create a fast channel. They don't know how to be able to, you know, put together the content in a way where a lot of people will watch it. Let's put that in the book. Right? We have to update the textbooks that operate in the now and the present. Because the textbooks that we had when we was in school, them ain't worth shit to us no more. But as an adult, especially in these new industries, we got to constantly learn. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to give that education to the masses to where, you know, we all have a curriculum that we can go by that's pushing us towards this future, which to me is like, where will we be in 2044? You know what I mean? And the reason that we picked 2044 because, you know, it's far away enough for us to think bigger, right? If it's only a year or 2 or 10, you can't really think big. But if it's 20 years in the future, now we can be like, all right, where do we want to be? And it forces us to move towards that goal.
It's more realistic at that 100%.
Point. 100%.
It's close. It's big.
For sure.
It's big. Free education is big, man. So, how can someone become a part of that, of what you got going on as far as that?
I also want to know too. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off answering that, but also, do you add any of the spiritual part of it? Are you like hitting all of those? Spirit, mental, financial.
I'm gonna let Bashir speak on the spirituals in a second.
Okay.
So we always do holistic wealth, you know what I mean? Which is hitting all of those points. So if somebody wants to be a part of it, you know what I mean? Of course, there's always a link in the bio somewhere. But on the sponsor side, like if you got a business and you want to sponsor students, right, y'all can reach directly out to us through our email, right? And then your business can become a sponsor of the program and y'all can help the movement go along. Right? We really want to work directly from like business to business and people that want to help sponsor this movement to get this education out to the masses. You feel me? So, yeah, but if, you know, we got a high-level order program, which is like, you know, one-on-one coaching, then we go roll out. And then just the student program, just hit us up, man. Or text the number that we be having out there. We always provide multiple ways for people to tap in. You can go to 19keys.com if you want an overview of everything.
Never an excuse.
But on the spiritual side, my bro be the one who be really dropping the spiritual gems at a high level. And we had infinite wealth strategies at one point in time, right, where it was real a whole family dynamic. My father was teaching, my sister was teaching, and my brother was teaching the spiritual side. And so that's something that we want to continue to integrate as well, because people spiritually dry in this culture, right? People lack a connection to God, and they super demonic these days. Upside down crosses, all the little weird rituals.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's all aligned though too. I feel like you gotta line it all.
I miss the days when people get smacked for being weird.
and other things too. We gonna
You come up here with that weird shit.
we gonna let our boo hit us with the spiritual.
Yeah.
I want to know about the stone you put on
Get
there.
rid of this.
You can't talk spirituals
You
with
can't
the
talk
female.
spirituals with that.
Oh yeah.
Let me get you some gold water, man. You gotta
Gold,
There you go.
we need to know about
There you
all
go.
of this. It's a lot.
Listen.
We need to know about the gold
I
water.
actually need some of this right now.
We need to know. Oh, this is drink. You drink it.
Well, you just take a small sip.
Yeah, it's
And what
just
it do?
Just to last you a whole month.
Gold water. This gold water, y'all, and it come in a gold bottle.
So-
Feel like it's real gold.
Just pass it down.
So we actually have more. We always say gold water, but we have more than that.
Tell us
We
about
got,
these
we got
products.
nootropics. So this
Okay.
is our smart moss. We actually changed the name so it's more fitting to the actual ingredients in there. But it has what you call lion's mane, functional mushrooms,
Nice.
adaptogens. The lion's mane, of course, is for your brain.
Right.
Right. So it's going to help retain that information, that myelin with the neurons and those electricity going between your brain flow. So we need that, especially at the age of 25, because our brain stimulation changes. The way that we learn things changes. So for me, I like nootropics because, you know, people's minds be rusty as hell. You wake up in the morning and can't think and need 1,000 coffees.
Man, I
to
need
get up
all
there.
this. You know I need all this to be a
So
part
we
of my
got some of
life.
that CBD, that lion's
Man,
mane.
I just drunk some of this
Sea
water.
moss.
How you do that?
I just drunk some of the water. You got
Yeah, and then we got the sports moss. This is the super body product. So if you work out, this one is gonna be a good one because it's gonna give you hella energy, and then it's gonna decrease your recovering time because it got that cordyceps in it. So you know, both of the products, this is for mind or brain, and this is for body, and then that's for overall well-being, right? So that gold, it just increasing the amount of gold that you have in your body, electrifying those properties of your body,
That's what I
allowing
was
your
finna
body
say.
to flow and feel
It
good.
tastes like it's cold still. Like
Yeah.
like when I just dropped
Yeah.
it was cold as hell.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to figure out,
What's in
was it in the refrigerator? Was
just-
it,
What
was
cave
just
did it come? No,
gold.
what cave did it come out of? That's the question we got there.
It's just gold. So it's gold at a bioavailability level, meaning that it can really get into your body,
Yeah.
right? And so gold has actually been utilized for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? Queen Nefertiti used it as like a elixir of immortality. They use it today in beauty elixirs because it helped with the micro tears in the skin. But we're born with 0.002% of gold within our body, and the scientists believe that that's because it helps with the electrical conductivity within the body, helps with the healing agent. Some people have testimonials where they say it helps with hand-eye coordination, lucid dreaming, right? Mental acuity, sharpness, right? They just get an overall aura and being and feeling by becoming more magnetized to things that's on purpose with them. So, you know, we just regenerating those elements back into the body that we naturally need because
cool.
we're over-chemicalized and under-mineralized.
That's
Very
cool.
much
That's
so.
amazing, man. We're gonna let him get into this
Yeah.
spiritual side with it. We put
Let's
the
go.
water, we got the gold water,
100%.
we got the stone right there. First start out, tell us about the stone though.
It's just it's a smoky quartz. It's just this one. Use this to keep negative energy away from you.
For sure.
Dispel the energy. You can use them when you're going to sleep or just if you. I take it with me where I go, like especially like studio sessions, studios, the whole nine. It's because everybody, people energy, their minds,
Right.
thoughts are
It's a lot.
circulating. It's a lot. So
Keep it away from your vibrations.
100%.
Okay. Get into the spiritual thing for us though. Let us.
Depends on the question.
Well,
Spirituality is such a broad topic.
all right. So we really want to know, your thought process when it comes to spirituality
And just how does it align with everything y'all are doing?
Yeah.
Everything we're speaking about, because it has
great
to go
minds think
together.
alike, man. She took the word.
100%.
What? I be wanting to hug in the middle of the episode.
Oh my
Crazy.
God. Okay, I'm sorry.
I look at spirituality like everything is the spiritual world. I don't separate the material world from the spiritual world. I think everything in our reality is connected, right? Because that's pretty much what spirituality is. It's the connection of everything. It's the connection of your thoughts. It's the connection of your movement, of energy, of magnetism, of the ethers of reality, right? Of the universe. So, in terms of what we're doing in the movement, it's all by design, right? It's all by the Creator. It's all by Allah. It's all by that one mind in the universe and that frequency. And that frequency is what's guiding this conversation right now. And so, the way that we incorporate what we do in tune with that spirituality and what that looks like is these moments
Right.
These moments like this that we able to sit here in these rooms, this is all brought to us because, you know, we in tune with that one mind in the universe and that frequency. It's like you wouldn't have got this this meeting, right, with my brother.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have got this meeting with me if you wasn't on the same frequency.
We spoke about it.
Right? If you wasn't on the same like mental, if you didn't have your brain like thinking about solutions.
Right.
'Cause y'all, you know, you see yourself as a person that thinks about solutions, right?
Right.
So that's why you was able to attract the type of energy that we are.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Steve, I heard you say something back there about the crown. You pointed to
That's the whole point of what's going on. That's why I always correct everybody.
Mhm.
Don't call it a bandana. Don't call it a hat. This is the top crown, and we wear crowns because it's a reminder. When you see
Right.
the symbols,
Right.
it's a reminder that we tap into a higher frequency, man. When
Right.
we walk in the move, that's why we walk in. We're gonna look like the gods. That's why everybody gonna turn their head. When
I
they
gotta
see
stop
it.
drinking this.
Everything. Please, that one especially.
It ain't no good.
There's a few other you could
It do
hit.
something to your spirit.
Nah,
There's so much stuff in that.
Yeah, I think even when we talk about, you know, just the symbolism, we live in a world of symbols. And,
Right.
and symbols have such a power over our subconscious mind, which is why brands use them, which is why they utilize logos, right? Because, and they usually take a logo that comes from an ancient or spiritual tribe that is connected to a deeper meaning, right? Because it has a frequency that attaches to your subconscious. You don't have to consciously understand it, but it's in your DNA because your ancestors did, right? So it's like Hitler understood it. He did that with the swastika. That was supposed to be a representation of consciousness and movement, right? But he took that and attached it to his brand so he can utilize the power, right? When you talk about famous brands like Hermes, right? That comes from the ancient people, right? When you're looking at all of these different symbols around the world, they're not most of the time originating anything new.
Yeah.
They're utilizing symbolism that's connected to your ancestors because you can't tell a symbol no. Right? That symbol is just go directly talk to your subconscious mind. Right? This is why most of the signs you see around you, they are symbols. Right? If you see a red octangle, you're going to automatically think stop sign. And it's going to tell your brain to stop. Right?
Yeah.
Even if you're not reading it, it's a symbol.
Yeah.
Right? Because signs and symbols is for the conscious mind. Right? Or the righteous minds.
So what are those symbols?
Sun, moon, and stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's multiple levels that you can break that down. It's like, you know, a lot of people believe within the chakra system, which is just a system of energy, right? If a person, you think about blood flow. If the blood is flowing down and you get excited sexually, it goes downward.
Yeah.
Right? It's exciting that area. So what it got you thinking? Lust. Right? That's a lower thought process. Right? But when that energy is high in the mind and you fasting and that blood is rushing up here, now you're thinking more critical. Now you're thinking more enlightened. This is the crown. This is the root.
Right.
You feel me? So it's always pointing the energy up to the crown. Right? This that crown society. Right? Those who know how to think. Those who know how to move. Right? Those who know how to walk. So keeping that symbols on your head up high is a representation of your rulership. That chieftain, that sun and that moon, that masculine and that feminine. That's the balance. That's life. That's family. So it's the opposite of the death symbols that we see represented. People put it on their clothes all the time, and you marking yourself with death. You know what I'm saying? We putting them God body symbols because it's a representation of your connection to the cosmos. As within, the same thing as without. As above, so below. So it's just a reminder of who you are constantly.
So what made you pick those specifically?
Well, I was first inspired by the crown of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
I seen that shiny, beautiful crown that he had on, and he stood up there and he was telling black people that they gods. And the representation was so hard, but I wanted to also connect it to the streets. So usually you'll see me with the bandana and it got the tie on it.
Okay.
You understand me? So we started to create those crowns. So we kept it connected to the culture while also connecting it to consciousness.
Okay.
It's hard,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
So as far as the crown go, as far as the fashion go, was it the FOI is that's the inspiration behind a lot of the logos and the symbols that you put on the clothes, right? Like on
Well, that would be, like I said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the first one that I seen rock the starry crown. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like from the child, from like.
Yeah, from when I was a child, for
it.
sure. I grew up in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I grew up in the Nation of Islam, so those symbols was natural to me. You feel me? Like for me, it represented life. It represented goodness. It represents like being a God. It represents freedom, justice, and equality. You know what I'm saying? It represents your natural thinking and your way of movement, right? It represents our nature. So when I see them, it's almost like a sign of safety. You feel me? When they're around. So it's like, if I'm going throughout the world, if you in the hood and you see somebody with a red bandana on and you in one of them parts, then you know what that represents. That represents death for the most part, because you know what's tied to it is death. It's a history of violence that's tied to this. Right? This is a history of enlightenment, a history of saviorism connected to our people. Right? Malcolm X was connected to them sun, moon, and stars. You feel me? When if we didn't have light pollution in the world by man and his machinations, we'd look up the same way our ancestors did and look at them sun, moon, and stars and be in awe. It'd be thousands of stars up there, and all we'll be up there doing is thinking. But we can't do that because we stuck by the bright lights. So it's also a reminder of something above this world.
Man, you're a very thought-provoking person, man, and I think more people need to hear you and need to be touched by your words. I remember in my neighborhood when I was growing up, man, the FOI used to come out and march through the hood. Like, I'm from the project. Like, they used to come out, girls and boys, everybody march through the hood, get in our face. It wasn't no internet. They get in our face, start talking. I feel like we need to get back to a place
where we out here physically.
They still doing it, man. Them boys, shout out to my brother Golden Child, man. And
Golden Child, I watch him on Instagram a lot.
They out of Chicago, got a heavy movement of unity and bringing peace, and they in the trenches too. And that's the thing, man. The FOI brothers, man, and of course they don't do it for the shine. They don't do it for the likes and the lights and the glamour. That's just a lifestyle to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, saving our people is like literally a lifestyle to a lot of black men, and there ain't no coverage on that. Ain't no love on that. Ain't nobody like, man, I'm gonna throw y'all this for that. I love what y'all doing, man. People ignore it every single day.
How about if we start, like, as a people, like, putting it in their face though, like go out and find the people that don't want to be
I rock with that.
That don't want to be seen.
I love that.
Nah, you finna be seen, cause this need to be put in their face. I'm tired of people being humble.
Bro,
I got
it's
smoke.
just taking the lead. It's just taking the lead, man.
Being humble, bro. This need to be put in everybody's face, bro, because what's being put in their face is they winning. They're winning the battle because they're putting it in their face.
You know, I talk to a lot of the soldiers, man. I talk to a lot of like light bearers and bringers in the world, and a lot of times it's like the poor righteous teacher concept. Sometimes a person feels like they're more righteous because they have less. You know what I mean? And it was kind of showing people like, no, you can be rich and righteous, because the poor righteous teacher is more so talking about being funded by the world to do their bidding. You know what I mean? But the rich and righteous is talking about you being able to get the rewards in your heaven while you living, right? And for me, it's like a lot of those teachers and a lot of those activists and a lot of those social justice warriors and a lot of those revolutionaries, they died broke. And then by the time they realized they need money, it was too late. You know what I'm saying? They was tired and they didn't have no way to put themselves into position. And so I always look like, I want to see the righteous have riches. I want to see them with the money. The reason is because I know what they mind would do once they get funded.
And they don't even want that shit.
They don't, and that's why they need it, because they so focused on purpose. They ain't focused on profit. But that's why you need individuals such as my brother, such as myself, such as the team, and other people that's out here getting money now, because we will actually do something with it. You know what I mean? That's different. It's like, it ain't about wanting the attention, it's about what you gonna do with it. Right? It's a tool, it's a resource. Because otherwise you gotta go to the people with the attention. So it's the same, or you gotta go to the people with the money. So why not just be the person with the money? But the difference is when you do that, there's a lot of responsibility, and it changes the things you have to focus on. Now you got to focus on business.
Completely.
Now you got to maintain this. Now you got to focus on the team. Now you got to put together budgets and projections.
Everything
and
changes.
And goal setting and have meetings. And now it's a whole different thing. You operating the whole base. So it takes that passion out of it, because your mind is now geared into this. But this is a whole nother internal fight though. Right? And a lot of people, you know, it's a little easier to just say, I'm going to go out there and do this thing, right? But no, the internal thing is, man, what if I actually straighten myself up and I learned something and I educated myself and then I learned that this degree of business because I have a greater effect if I do it this way. Wow. And so sometimes I tell people it's based on like the passion of, yes, we need people in the streets, and sometimes it's the laziness.
Okay.
Because they don't want to update to modern times, right? And so when you do things on modern times, you have to use the technology. You got to make sure you get funded. It's a million ways to get paid out here.
Yeah, I understand that.
But that requires a different type of mindset, and it's like, what's easier is I'm just going to keep volunteering for my people.
That's why we can't separate the spiritual from the material.
Right.
Because I call like all that other spiritual shit, the spiritual shit. You understand me? Like, all that is spiritual mumbo jumbo when they tell you that a spiritual man or spiritual woman that's like just focused on the healing work and they not getting to the wealth, they not getting to the money. We call that spiritual shit. That's spiritual shit. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. You know
Talking that
nah, but that's real.
Ain't nobody healing.
Exactly.
Nobody actually getting you nowhere. Right. Because
and you still not free either, 100%. In a sense. Because
you got to focus on the roots.
Yeah.
You know, I think focusing on like polishing a fruit doesn't change whether it's nutritional or not. You know what I mean? When you change the roots of a tree, it changes everything that bear from that tree. Okay. In the Nation of Islam, the FOI is the fruit of Islam. It's called the best part of the tree. That means that the roots are good. That means that the values and the foundation and the principles and morals that they stand on that make this fruit is good.
Okay.
Right? No matter if you can get a bad fruit sometime, right? But if you got a bad root, that's different. Yeah. Right? If you got a bad root, then all of the fruit is bad.
Yeah.
Right? The whole tree is done.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to look at, you know, the tree that bears the fruit, and our culture is anti-culture, and it's not good. You know what I'm saying? The real culture is what they do in the NOI. That's real culture. That's family. Right? That's protecting your community. That's standing on values. Hip-hop is anti-culture as hell. It's death. It's like, let me do drugs, let me die fast, and not give a fuck.
They need to know that. That's why we got smoked with that narrative that they pushing, and we trying to push a different narrative. We want to make it cool to be good.
And speaking 100%. On that, your album, we heard it. We need to know all about it. Cause listen, let's switch this shit up.
Been in the studio.
Yeah. So shout out to my brothers that's been with me throughout the process. My brother Rance 1500. Who really been pushing and inspiring me to, like, you know, get out there and get this project done. Okay. And the idea comes from, it's like, I look at Nipsey, I look at Pac, and you know, Rance, he did Nipsey albums, and I love the sound on Nipsey albums. You feel me? The Marathon just sounded like he right there in your ear, and you riding in the car with him, and it just felt like you was going through his whole process. But it was music to the soundtrack. It was the energy you needed as you inspired, making that shift from being in the streets, right, to step into another level, right? And that marathon of like, we ain't gonna never stop. We gonna keep doing this. Whether it's pitfalls, blockades, there's also wins, there's losses, there's ups, there's downs. And I believe that was really showcased in the music in a way where, you know, a lot of people didn't hear the interviews, but they heard the music. Exactly. So it's like Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan once said, you know, one rap song is more powerful than 1,000 speeches. So it's like, you know, if I have the talent, why not utilize it? You feel me? And 100,000%. I ain't just a person that just go rap. Just a rap. I do everything good. Yeah. You feel me? So we make sure that what I really want on this, and even beyond it being like something super lyrical, it's about the energy. It's about you feel that energy. It's like you go to one of them tribes and they them Zulu tribes or the warrior tribes. They got that.
It goes crazy.
It's like, you feel me? It's like I want that to be the energy. It's like, man, what does it feel like to be a god? You feel me? What does it feel like to move like that, to walk like that, to talk like that, to think like that? You feel me? To dress like that, to be like that. You feel me? It's like that's the energy that we want to have. It's anti-weirdo energy. It's anti of the anti-culture energy, anti-vulture energy, anti-sucker energy. It's like real men, you feel me, going about there moving.
I can't wait till it grows though. You need a team behind that motherfucker. Just people just start.
As far as man, that's genius because the rap is what's reaching the youth fast.
Music is a huge tool, and they know that. That's why they pay them the most.
Music to change the narrative, like this bring me to this question, like what type of music you making? Like, is you speaking about? Hey man, go to school. Listen to this Jew fool. Listen to this Jew fool. Take your ass to school.
Oh man, I wouldn't listen to it. I wouldn't listen like
what you driving on them people.
Listen, man, I'm from the Bay. You feel me? So you know we like slaps, man. We like bops. You feel me? I want something that I can listen to, something I can ride to, even something that you might want to play in a club, man. They gotta have that flow to it, to where it's like. My whole demonstration always been, even when I started off with like clothing and stuff, and with this, it was like, how do you make the product first and then the message last? You feel me? So when you make product first, you saying that, wait a minute, it's like when I had the shirts in my my building back in Oakland, and I had the shop, I wanted people to like the design before they knew what it meant. Right? And so I want you to like the music, right? Versus the message in the music, right? Where it's just like, that come on, oh, I'm slapping to that. Yeah. Can this replace, think about like, can this replace what you currently listen to? Because with high level conversations, the way we was able to get 44 million views on that, talking that knowledge, you feel me? Which means we're replacing your Netflix time. We stealing a lot of people's time that they was listening to some BS at first. Now they watching the God Body, because the way we put it together, the production is always key. It's always high level. Marketing, it's always good energy. So we take that same mastermind and we put it towards that. And when I look at, like I said, Nipsey and Pac, they started off with the music. Right? Then they branched off into media with movies and things of that nature, videos, right? They thought leadership through their interviews, right? And philanthropy work, and then business. We doing it the opposite. So we had a thought leadership, you know what I'm saying, the media, right? We have the clothing, the fashion. Then we add into the music.
The roots of the tree.
100%.
It's like what I was telling you, you gotta set up a track for people. You gotta make shit look like it's cool, and then you get them over and you're like, yeah, motherfucker, I got you.
It's the medicine and the candy jar.
You hear now? You might as well stay.
Yeah, for real.
I like it. I like it. Let me stay over here a little bit longer.
Right.
Yeah, man, I can't. So what you gonna call it? Like, what's the name of the album?
So we was talking about a few ideas.
Hold on, this is exclusive.
I came over with something last night. I ain't gonna fake it. I came over with something last night. I was gonna run.
We got a few things, but I think we'll go with should I say?
Nah, we ain't got
I thought we were gonna get it. I tried to get an exclusive.
Every time we go on the show, we make some more fire shit.
So you never know what other energy it brings.
We can listen to it.
It's coming though.
One thing
I need to hear something.
That's all that matters.
Motivated by these words. Like, people need to hear this type of music. Like, people need to see. This ain't all the type of music you gotta make to be popping. This ain't all you gotta do to be popping. Like, it's for the youth. Like, right now, the old people, I feel like it's like you 25, 30 and up. Well, man, you need to focus on the children, man. Like they the ones.
The blessings come through the kids, man.
That's what I'm telling you, man.
The disconnect come from
like children and the women.
I mean,
but we can hear that.
Let me jump some. The disconnect in the hip hop world, it come from a lot of these rappers. They come in on the gangster shit, the negative shit. But like you said, once they get the money, they start, doing interviews. They saying how the business work. They got a new mindset. They got new investments. So when they try to speak the positive shit like Jeezy for an example, it's a disconnection. Cause like, damn, first you told me trap or die.
And now they're like, bitch, you selling that.
So they ain't feeling it. But the thing with us, like you said, we already got a movement in the brand, so they gonna expect this type of music.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, they can't wait to hear it, cause they don't even know how you gonna come with it.
I can't even wait to hear it. But guess what though? You just sparked the thought in me, man, about how rappers be like putting this out there, but then they get their bag up. And then
and wonder why people don't support when they switch up.
Nah, not even just that, but then they see that it's another side. But they keep pushing that other stuff instead of like what's real. If you would be like, hey, listen, y'all, let me tell y'all the truth. Like just have a skit on your album. Hey, let me tell y'all the truth.
Yeah.
This ain't what it really is, y'all.
It's that time again, man. In the world full of all this artificial shit, it's just time for somebody to be real.
Yeah.
Step
that's
up.
where we come in.
You see the
standing on business.
You know why a lot of people weren't putting out albums over like the last 2 months? Because the actors was on strike.
Yeah.
Hollywood was on strike.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't hear about that.
It was a writer's strike. Yeah.
They was on strike for a while.
Right. He said, so what I'm saying is,
I just got it kind of went over my head. I was a little slow.
Break it down a little bit.
It was a high level joke.
You bitches need Oscars, okay?
You heard a high level conversation. That was a high level joke. It went over my head.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. So other than that, what else we looking for?
I mean, you know, it's always, we got more high level conversations on the way.
It's always on
movies, media, right? We really want to put together high level land, you know, and that's a concept that, you know, we're gonna be unveiling at another point in time. But one of them is these camps that we want to have, these rites of passage. You know what I mean? You can come there for like a weekend or so. You get the words, the knowledge, the education. You work out, right? Go through a little obstacle course to take you through a little situation. Because it ain't no rites of passage these days. So you got to kind of take people out their environment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then we got the technology side. So, you know, we working with some technology companies to create what they call SaaS, software as a service. Our people behind when it comes to the tech race, of course. You feel me? We be afraid of innovation instead of embracing it and figuring out how we can use it for our solutions. So it's like everybody should be utilizing technology to automate their business. Otherwise, it'll be very hard to compete in this marketplace, right? So it's like we want to make sure that, you know, we have a foothold in
Keeping up with.
So, we have a way to consult you on technology and help automate those services within your business. The further we go into the future, the further we get behind, right? So when you look at the people in the hood, and it's like, a lot of those people just ignoring it, and it's like, all right, you know it's getting worse the more you ignore it. The opportunity is costing even more, right? We just left an event, and it wasn't packed enough, and I'm like, bro, y'all keep asking for opportunities. When these people come together and try to give you game, and you don't want to listen, that's on you. Right, and so it gets to that point where it's like you want to blame the system, but what about your accountability?
I think
what
it's
about
the
what you can do,
bro? I think that we need to blame. I'm tired of these people being humble. I'm tired. I don't have a problem with y'all. Hold up. Let me explain. They keep. It's not a problem. It's in the Bible. It's in the Quran. You know, you don't do it for the glory. You don't do it for the But it needs to be seen. He just said he was at an event. It wasn't enough people there. You see what I'm saying? But it need to be cool to be there. It need to be in their face, man. We need to, it's so, I care about it. I feel like we need to be there. I want to know what can we do.
No, that's 100%.
Well, shit, y'all doing a great part already with the media, but we're just connecting whatever resources we can put behind to push the movement. The reason I said yes to this, because it's the streets. You know what I mean? I rock with the streets. It's the people. You feel me? I always just say, just make sure they production right. You feel me? Which is already kind of like going in with like an ode to the lessons of, when I go around, and I'm going to let you speak, I didn't mean cut your wisdom, but as we go through, you know, West End, and I look at the buildings and stuff, and they look like they out of business a lot because they not spending that money on beautification and the aesthetics to make sure that the business is right. So a lot of times people don't be respecting the business because we don't respect our own business, right? So it's like, this don't look futuristic over here. Why the hood got to look like the hood? You know what I mean? And then you get mad when gentrification happens. When gentrification is somebody investing in their neighborhood. So if we invest, then we gentrify our own neighborhood by putting resources and funds, beautifying this space to increase the quality of living. So it's like we got to start, you know, stop being our worst enemies, and we have to be our best friends. And it's like, all right, your friends, somebody gonna help you.
Though I think it starts with ourselves. We can sit here and talk about what other people. I think it just, once we know, it's on us. Like me and you sitting, we already know this alignment is divine. We already knew. When this came, like you said, I spoke about this days ago, because we already spoke about how we want to just switch this whole thing up. We was coming here on some, let's talk about OnlyFans, and you know what I'm saying, awesome, just being real, because this is where we from. But just it was within us, and we were like, man, I want better, I want to do better, and we gonna do better. And so we're right behind y'all, and we're gonna be right beside y'all.
I love it.
And it's gonna start with us. This is all it takes, and then everybody else will follow, man. You can't worry about nobody else.
And we gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. But I really wanna. I'm talking about after he go, we gonna wrap this up. But I really want y'all to be a part of the necessary hope thing what we got going on for the youth.
That's what we're creating, the spin-off of this.
We trying to make it hope. Necessary. You know, our podcast, Necessary Smoke, but the non-profit is Necessary Hope. And man, if y'all be a part of that, and we all bring that together somehow, even if we sending the youth to what y'all got going on.
Because we both got children. I got 4 daughters.
And I got 11 kids.
He got 11 kids.
5 sons.
So I'm trying to bring my team. I got a team. Man. You know what I'm saying? I'm really like, I'm with all this.
For real. For real.
How old is you, man?
How old is you, man?
Slide past down, boy said 11.
I'm from right here in Atlanta,
yeah,
the
I
west
like
side.
that, man. You populating the world, man. Thanks for doing your job.
And that's my excuse.
Yes,
Every
sir.
time. That's my response. That's what God, I tell him, God invented sex, he created sex.
Here he go.
Listen, he created sex and put passion to it just so we like to do it.
Okay.
Sex is only really for reproduction. It's pleasure is to it, so we like to have sex. Yeah, it's really only for
sometimes.
people. Yeah.
Real though.
Yeah. If you think about it,
that was gonna bring me to my point.
Yeah,
I was thinking like,
lay it on us, baby.
Pause. 100%. No, but look.
Man, ain't no way they just hit me with that.
You got
Man, I'm on
No, you just did a whole dissertation about it.
Right, I know that was crazy.
So, it was clear the air did go to.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you gotta.
Almost sprayed everything.
I was gonna say, look, you gotta make spirituality in this, and what we doing, you gotta make it look sexy.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta make it look sexy. You gotta make it appealing. You gotta make it to where it's like, oh, that shit look like I want to be a part of that, especially when it comes to the youth and in terms of the women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the women gonna gravitate towards it when they see that men are actually getting wealth from it, and they see that men are actually standing on principle. They standing on what they need to be doing. They taking care of the homes, the household, the whole nine, and they getting wealth, and they building, right? Because that's what we see in rap today, you know, and just the music, the culture, the whole nine. They see niggas that got like chains on, niggas getting money, the whole nine. So they's like, okay, that's where I want to be, right? Because that looks like protection, right, on some form of level, but it's really not though. So, but that's why I'm thinking as a man, and just in general, once we get like just on our militant shit, and we push forward with like our power, us standing on who we are. And we making it look right though, as a whole, make it look right, make it look shit appealing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then that's when the rest of the world catch on.
And,
exactly.
And you gotta understand, we are the warrior class, so we not gonna be that generation that's perfect.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
When you the warriors, man,
have some balance.
It's a little different, man, than you know, somebody who get to just, you know, grow up in the after effects of the war. You know what I mean? We still in it. So that's why I'd be like, I'll be telling people, I ain't perfect, man. I'm just a black man in America, know how to use my mind.
Right.
You feel me? But I'm trying to heal through the same things everybody else trying to heal through. But we know right from wrong, and we try to push out what's right as much as possible. Yeah. Right? And so as a warrior, man, you know, you pick up those warrior habits of what's necessary to stay in the war, right? And then what you believe is right, and then maintaining that balance of being human at the same time. So it's like growing up in Oakland, growing up in St. Louis, we've had all of the adverse childhood experiences you can think of, right? From seeing our parents divorce, from growing up, you know, with a single mother when my pops wasn't in the household, moving around, doing whatever he did, from being in the streets, from having court cases, to growing up poor, to sometimes being in the shelter, sleeping in a car, going homeless, you know, selling this, that, and the third, and hustling. But it's I say all of that to say, you know, you can always rise above whatever condition that was put on you. Right. It's not your limit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's part of your process.
You're not your mistakes. I say it all the time.
I wanted to ask you though.
Oh, and his music crazy. Y'all gotta tap in.
Yeah,
I want to touch on real
It's
quick.
already spinning, so they can go directly on
Before I
stream.
I thought I wanted to ask you about about something you just said about men stepping into our masculinity and our role. Yeah. You know what I mean? As a people, as a whole. You know what I mean? And me personally, I talk a lot about it being hard for men to do that right now because of the sassy agenda that's being pushed. It's a lot of sassy stuff.
It ain't hard, man. You just gotta wake up. You gotta wake up, man.
I said the exact song.
I swear I did up that.
He say Steve Roddy's niggas. He say Steve Roddy's niggas acting sassy.
Why they being so sassy?
No, for
I went somewhere with my partner. My partner
ordered
ordered some zesty sauce, man. I said, boy, you better not eat it. You ain't gonna be friends no more. How the hell you ask for zesty sauce?
And you be on people so bad about that shit too.
How do you ask for zesty sauce? And you're a man with kids. Yeah, let me get some of that zesty
Oh
sauce.
man, Atlanta set you up, boy.
That's why we say pause, man.
Yeah, but it's not cool.
That
It's
ain't
being
cool,
pushed
bro.
like it's cool. Which we
Yeah.
You about to say, give me the Z sauce, man.
Yeah.
You
Y'all already know what I'm talking about.
Z
Y'all already know
sauce.
what
These days.
How you feel tough after that? Hey, yeah, let me get that zesty sauce with the
Yeah. It's very clear.
Yeah.
Very clear.
I'm straight. We good.
Yeah, we straight. I'm straight.
Come on, bro. You just add
Oh,
zesty sauce in the
man.
package.
They gonna ask
bro.
you.
Get out
They
there.
gonna ask.
Y'all got it tough out here. I ain't gonna lie, man. Atlanta a
tough.
different kind of beast. Y'all
And it's-
directly in the belly.
But the gangsters are sassy too now. Don't
Yeah,
don't-
no, I
don't
know.
think
That's why he just said we haven't heard
Yeah,
out
man.
here.
Y'all, they keep pistols in the purses nowadays.
Oh man.
He provoked the thought in me though about the men embracing their masculinity, and I was like, well, they ain't embracing shit. Them right there, we messed up. So what would
Ready
you
to cry
say?
right now.
What would you say? What would you say we can be done to like provoke the ones that ain't been dimmed
It's
yet?
real simple.
Man, stand up and be a
It's
man.
real
Show them
simple.
what a man look like.
Watch high level conversations. Follow Ampu. Follow Steve Jones AFL.
There you go.
Follow Be It Matchy.
Watch
follow
men.
19_keys.com.
Watch real men. That's what y'all do. Watch real men. Don't watch Love and Hip
I
Hop.
was gonna say that same shit. I mean, like,
Shit,
again,
no.
everything, attention. Keys always say, whatever you put your attention to, that's what your energy go follow, right?
Right.
So, if everybody really just start putting their attention on the right things, and especially when men start putting they vibration in their eyes on a correct, right, on the correct frequencies, then you will automatically, because that's your environment, that's your brain is your environment, and your mind is like your first environment.
Right.
So if you around, if you always watching Keys, if you always listening to the music, right? Because I already got music that's out that's very extremely masculine, right? And I'm talking about healing your brain, talking about healing your mind.
Oh, you put this in your music?
100%.
Oh, we need to tap into
I
that.
100% put this in my music, and but I know that your mind is your first environment.
For sure.
So if you constantly listening to
I ain't never thought of that.
niggas saying sassy shit, these niggas literally on record talking. They claiming guns as dicks. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Stick with the dick. You
Stick
did right.
Paul.
Stick
You know what I
right.
mean? But in general,
And zesty
that
sauce.
shit is going into your consciousness.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why they're pushing now. Like I mean, not like saying anything wrong with the women rappers. It's great, everybody getting money, whatever. But they push it a lot in the clubs. You go to a club or something somewhere, that's all that. It's nothing but female, and niggas ain't got no choice but the ski with the goddamn bitches.
And then
It's like that. It's like that, man. What? They can't even help
These
it.
brothers ain't never had no training, so
They
it's
can't
like
even help
they
it.
mind.
There's
They
so much.
they listening to that vibration. They listen to
they.
the women. They listen to the men. And it
Right.
ain't no
So
like.
these are vibrations.
There's no
Yeah.
vibrations.
Of course.
Frequencies.
Man,
sound, and
that's
vibration.
what the world's made
The
of,
whole nine,
man.
and then they don't even know that the 808s it disrupts your whole aura, your whole auric
That's
field.
one of the beats we love. 808 Mafia.
It's a beast though.
Yeah.
Just like you said, when you doing that, and then they drinking alcohol at the same time.
All that.
The whole nine.
Oh,
So it's like your whole everything fucked up.
Yeah, so
Right.
when we go in the club, everybody else, they be in there blazing the blunts. We might blaze some sage.
100%.
And
For
the
real.
club, I hit it the other day.
Damn right.
And the club,
The women be like,
Bring your own
they love her.
Damn
They
right.
never seen it.
Damn
I never
right.
seen it.
I never heard
I
that.
think you just gotta like if I mean, and it's crazy because it's just new rituals. If men can get their nails painted and walk around with purses, it definitely shouldn't look strange for you to burn some sage.
Right.
At all, bitch. And by now we all know what that mean anyway. So, bitch, if you feeling some type of way, I don't need to be here or you don't. One or the other. Somebody got to go.
Bring
Hey,
your
now,
own
bro
advice.
Yeah.
just said some real shit. He say, so if we feel like that, why we even go in them environments?
It's-
One thing about it, we ain't never gave up on our people.
Yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Some of us,
Yeah.
a lot
But they
of
need to
shit,
see
a
that.
lot of shit that we was doing back in the day, we
Ain't
didn't.
nothing wrong
we
with
didn't
coming
see
out
it.
and showing them this is what you do.
And this
No
where
matter
you
where
come
we
from.
go.
They need
Gotta
to see.
go
They
back
gotta
to where you
see
come
it. They
from to
gotta
bring 'em
see
out.
it. So that's why we show
They
up
can't
in the
feel you off of
environment.
Instagram all day, you know what I'm saying?
Simba invited us out the other day. And when we walk in any environment, we change the environment. You see them sun, moon, and
Everything
stars
shift.
in a building. They say, okay, the
Everything
size is here.
shift.
And then we be having to go to places because that's how we connect to people. You know what I
Right.
mean? The internet ain't the place where you make all your
No.
connections. You see people in real life, we shake hands, we get the contact, now we can go
That's the
build.
marketing.
But I always from the beginning of this journey, it's like you have to be in arm's reach of the people to reach the people.
Of course.
You feel me? Like there's certain like people can know of you, but they don't know you until you meet. You gotta have different points of contact. First point, you seen the digital, you heard the name. Second, we reached. Third, we meet up, right? And then now we able to build rapport. So it's like, you know, our journey requires us to go into many different lands. You feel me? We ain't got limitations, 100%. But we gonna bring our own environment regardless of where we go.
Tell you, this whole space finna be ours.
You see what I'm saying? Especially
yeah, they got to.
If we move militant and we move militant into these different places, right? It's like I look at things as it's possibilities.
You
right?
gonna trigger something,
There's so
somebody.
many possibilities in the universe, right? And you could, like you said, you could trigger something in somebody's mind.
Yep.
Right. So I figured we going into these spaces. If it's 100 people, 1,000 people in that club or whatever, they see us moving militant. They like, damn, they getting ideas. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You sparking ideas in their brain.
Exactly.
You can enlighten somebody just by you being in a room. You see what I'm saying? You don't even gotta say shit.
That's why I need to be put in their face, man.
Exactly.
High as hell, drunk as hell, like, I know I ain't just see Ken.
They running around.
Yeah, that was your son. That was your son.
Yeah,
For sure, bro. It gotta be in their face.
It's gotta be in their face.
Listen, we could have decided to do anything with life, and you know, we decided to do this with it. You feel me? That's kind of the way I look at it. It's like some people decide to sell drugs, some people decide to pimp, some people decide to go to school, get a degree, whatever job you decide to do. We decide this is our job. This is how we grow up, and this is what comes natural to us. You know what I mean? Walking around demonstrating that God body energy. So that's what y'all get. You know what I mean? Whether we gonna do it perfect or whether we do imperfect, it don't matter. That's what you get.
It's getting done.
Right. So, I got a want to know where can I listen to this
everywhere.
Yeah, we need
vibration
to.
that you putting out.
We on YouTube, we on Spotify, we
Right.
on everywhere.
What we typing in though?
Everywhere, just Pool. You could type in Bashir as well. I got.
Man, I'm so
I feel like
grateful.
every artist
Y'all
should
have
have-
no. I have to say this right now. I'm grateful.
For sure.
I'm grateful. Like for real, this is everything.
I feel like every artist should
It's
have
everything.
different kind of like different energies that they tap into.
ANPU,
right?
Pool.
So you can tap in ANPU. Look me up through there, or you can tap in through Bashir. Bashir is my other, version of myself.
How do you spell that?
Okay.
You spell that BASHEER. But eventually you about to get two different flavors though, right? Bashir gonna come with a different type of sauce, and then Ampu gonna come with a different type of sauce, right? So it's just that's how I'm doing.
Oh, so that's how you
and everything's
put it
gonna be
down.
plugged in on the video. We
That's great.
damn
So
sure
you
have it on
got
the
Umpu. He come with the more spiritual rap.
No, actually.
Let me know. Let us
Both
know.
of them spiritual.
Cause I remember it was like
they gotta be more spiritual.
Both of them spiritual, but it's just different versions of spirituality. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
man, tap in to find out.
yeah, you just gotta tap in. You gonna see what I mean.
I love it, man. Matter of fact, the names, everything at the bottom of the
everything's gonna
screen.
be at the bottom.
Y'all follow them at the bottom of the screen. Y'all tap in, links in the bios, and all that, man. That's what we got going on, man. Necessary Smoke, man. You got something you want to say right there, my boy?
Just appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Necessary Smoke.
Thank
Just
you.
appreciate
Right here.
that. This is a necessary
you.
conversation, necessary episode, and for the people, it's necessary to support. Visit 19keys.com. Wilmington, North Carolina, October 19th. We have the last Saturday of October will be in LA. The first weekend of November will be in Toronto, inshallah. So make sure y'all tap in. Visit 19keys.com. We want to see you at the shows. Every show is going to be different. We might show a film. We might have somebody speaking, but we need to see you there supporting the brand, buying the gear, tapping into the movement, because we came here to see the people. So make sure y'all tap in 19keys.com. We appreciate y'all.
All right, okay, man. Hold on. Before we leave, though, we want you to say something about this book.
Yeah, Paradigm Keys, man. Paradigm Keys is the first book I put out.
Yeah.
We got some long
I need one too.
anticipated books. That one yours, in.
Appreciate that.
It's just a quick guide to, thinking different, reprogramming the mind, solution-based thinking. So you go through that one. What it say on the back?
There is no ending, just another beginning.
Yeah, man, that's how I feel about life, man. So this is just one of them chapters in life. You tap in, you get those thoughts, and then you get to operate off those thoughts. I wanted something that was an easy read. We get a lot of people that's from behind the walls that be reading, that be listening to us, that be tapping in. So this one, we about to put out a collection of books, but we just wanted to start it off easy and nice for you to just tap in, start somewhere, and then finish it in one setting.
All right, so we want you to leave these here. Well, leave these with us. Cause it's people need this. I know people that need this, right? They need reprogramming. People need reprogramming. We gonna hit
Everybody.
We got some people that need reprogramming. They do it for our episode, man. We appreciate y'all for coming out, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for having me. This was a good time, man. Necessary smoke. Make sure y'all tap in with us.
Hey, guess what, Keys? I really want you and your team, bro, to lock in with us on a personal level to help these kids.
Let's stay connected, cause I'm so
You see
serious.
what I'm saying? For real, bro. It's not about
I'm ready to
and
take
the people
this
that's hiding what they
lead,
doing. Let's make it cool to be seen. You know what I mean? Let's really do this, bro. Like, damn all the other stuff, man. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Let's make it cool. You see what I'm saying?
Man. We locked in.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I can't say how I love how
man. I can feel the energy is genuine
Yeah,
here,
it's
man.
crazy.
Real genuine, man. Like, I'm a real
It's
street
crazy.
nigga, but I don't
It's
want to
crazy.
be no more, man.
100%.
We done, right? When you, all right, but
Listen.
man, I talked to my granddaddy the other day, man, and I told Toya about
Yeah,
this.
we had this conversation.
And I told my granddaddy, say, man, what you got going on? What you been up to? And I say, it's my great granddaddy, my mom's granddaddy. I say, man, I got this podcast thing going, granddaddy, but you know, I still do whatever I gotta do to survive. You know what I mean? But I want to dedicate myself to this podcast thing, man. You know what I mean? My granddaddy says, you know, if you want to dedicate yourself to the podcast, he said, the disciples gave up everything to follow Jesus. They didn't care about where the money was gonna come from. He say these people had money.
That's a fact.
He say even in Islam, Abu Bakr gave up everything to follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know what I mean? He gave up everything to follow him. So you talking about you needing money to before you go chase what you trying to chase is crazy.
But
you trying to serve, you know what I mean?
Right. You gotta be 100%.
So I told myself, man, I quit, man. Today was my last day.
Come on, man.
That real talk.
Come on, man.
Today was my